Cheryl, and this is Pinay Abroad. Last week, there's an article on BuzzFeed written by a Filipino writer, a Filipino-American writer, Mr. Matt Ortile, titled 21 Annoying Comments Filipinos Are Tired of Hearing. Okay, since I'm somewhat of a fresh out of the boat kind of girl here in the US, and I guess since I am, as a person, I'm a bit more tolerant than I guess some people out there. I don't really feel that much offense, or I don't really get annoyed, or at least these questions don't push my buttons as much as some Filipinos here in the US or abroad. But I thought it would be useful if I should react on it as another Filipino living abroad. Right? So let's go down the list and and hopefully whatever I will say will help you out to get closer to your friends or lover in one way or another. Okay. Number 1. Ha! Where even is the Philippines? Okay. Personally, I haven't encountered that. At least the circle I know, or the people I've encountered, I have encountered in my life, at least know that it's in Asia. So, yeah, I'm not that totally annoyed by it, but if I should encounter a person like that, I would be like, it's in Asia. That's it. No biggie. And number 2 would be, that's weird. I couldn't tell what kind of Asian you are. Okay, the thing is, I get this a lot because I am, for a Filipina, very fair-skinned. And as far as I know, I have some, Spanish descent from both sides of the family. And I don't know exactly, but I have a little Chinese blood in me from my dad's side. So, anyway, I came out a little whiter than most. And most people think I'm Chinese, Korean, or sometimes Japanese. Anything but Filipino. So I'm not totally, offended when people can tell what I'm, because I will link of an article below of something that says what an average Filipino looks like. But yes, I pretty much can say that most Filipinos are on the tanner side than me. And I'm one of those people that I need that. Some makeup brands don't even have their lightest shade won't even match my skin tone most of the time. So yeah, I'm having the hardest time with that. So yeah, I'm one of the weird Filipinos that don't really look much like the average Filipino person, I guess, in a sense. So yeah. And not getting tired, or annoyed, it's something that I learned to deal with and don't make a big deal out of it. So, number 3. You seem a little too dark to be Asian. Well, I get the opposite of that. I get the comment, your skin looks fairer or lighter than an Asian or a typical Filipino. And I'm like, that's about it. And yeah. So I would understand if you encounter a Filipino person that's a little more outspoken than I am, that they would probably give you attitude about it. So I guess if you probably encounter a person that's more outspoken than me, I suggest you read through this article and make sure you remember not to mention them at all. So, in my case, I'm just giving you my two piece about it, because most of the Filipinos I've been around with are mostly tolerant, I guess. So we don't really deal if someone says this, unless it's like they say something horribly offensive, which we haven't encountered in my, well, at least in my case, I haven't encountered anyone so totally offensive that I would be like, whoa, get away from me, kind of thing. So, yeah. So, next one is, wait, no, you're definitely more Chinese, Japanese, Thai, etc. Yeah, I kind of said something about that earlier, and yeah, it's something I just passed by. I don't really think about it much. Number 5, but Filipinos aren't really Asian though, right? Oh God, I heard that once. And someone classifying me as a, Filipinos in general to be Pacific Islander or whatever. Then it's not much of a big deal. You shouldn't classify it. As far as I know, I'm Asian. That's it. If you should ask me where from Asia, it's like in Southeast Asia. Done. So, that's about it. Unless I'm talking to a genealogist or something, or like some sort of specific study for racial identification or something, or printing or something like that, I don't think you should appropriately ask someone this question. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure what the video quality is today, so hopefully it's still recording. Now, number 6. Why aren't your eyes like, slanted? That's the thing. I think my eyes are slightly, slanted. And it doesn't look slanted though when I put so much makeup on, because I play up the eyes a lot. They look anime big because I'm a cosplayer, but I've never got this thing or a comment like that before, or someone saying that to my face at least. But yeah, you should avoid saying that. It's like saying something very bad, racist and, I don't know, stereotypical typing other races, so don't say that. And number 7, if you're Asian, why do you have a Spanish sounding name? And that's a very silly question for someone to ask, but for those who don't know, the Philippines has been occupied by Spain, the Spaniards, for about 300 years, so most of us carry the name of our families generations ago. So, in my case, yes, I have a Spanish sounding name, plus an American first name, and a Muslim family name from my dad. So, yeah, I have a very odd sounding real name. And now, since I'm married, I have more of an American German last name. So unless people look at my picture on the resume, people will think that I'm just some sort of white girl, I suppose, or until they see me, because in all honesty, I don't talk like this in my day-to-day life. I camouflage my own accent and make it a very neutral tone, so people won't really discriminate or can't tell the difference if I'm someone who lived there for a long time or not. So it doesn't really make a difference. So yeah, for videos like this, I'd rather keep it real and keep it on my usual regular tone than my neutral, customer service face tone. Anyway, so yeah, I have a Spanish sounding last name from my mom, a Muslim sounding name, family name from my dad, and now since I'm married, I have an American sounding family name. So yeah. Anyway, if I would link the article down below, so hopefully you guys can check it out. So let's go on to number 8. But you do get Asian blue when you drink. I don't drink, so I don't know. 9. I know someone Filipino. Do you know name here? Yeah, I got that a few times. Sometimes I'm like, the world is too big. There's too many Filipinos out there. It's kind of a little, wishful thinking in your part to even think that, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Or that, Filipinos know each other all too well. Unless, you've talked, the person you're talking to, you've talked earlier about like going to the same school and you found out that you have the same grade level and things like that and, details like that. But yeah, doesn't mean that if someone's Filipino, you know the name of that. Because someone gave that to me, that's like, hey, it's a Filipino singer. And like, there's like a ton of those. It's, a Filipino Chinese singer. I'm like, there's still too many of those to narrow down. I'm like, anyway. Number 10. Yeah, she's a nurse. Are you a nurse too? So, stereotyping Filipinos, many Filipinos actually are more drawn to a medical field. And the thing is, yes, I have a cousin who's a nurse and a brother who's a nurse, but I pursued a different type of careers, namely social media and cosplay. So, doesn't mean that if you're Filipino or someone's Filipino, they're more likely a nurse, but that's stereotyping in yours, so don't do that. So, number 11, you're so pretty, handsome, good looking for a Filipino. It's like, if you, transform that question to any other race, I think they would be insulted too. So don't say that. Okay. Number 12, I'm so into Filipino guys. They're so sweet and nice. I couldn't, I can't be the Filipino representative of all Filipino men or how nice Filipino men are, but yeah, most Filipino men are raised well by their mothers, and you should give their mothers credit for that, as the author of the article say, because yeah, most mothers try to raise their kids right. So, regardless of race or gender, I believe most parents will aim to raise their kids right. Number 13, I'm so into Filipino girls. They're so shy and quiet. I think with what I've done already in my life, I don't think I'm as shy or quiet as people might think I am. Because when people see my Facebook page, they're simply surprised of what I've done and the pictures I've posted. So, yeah, not everyone, because a girl's upbringing or a person's upbringing is what pretty much determines if that person is shy or quiet. So, yeah, no. I don't think it's like, something you should say either. Number 14, I was dated a Filipino in college. Same, and my family was really friendly, and my family was really happy. Something you shouldn't say either. It's not either a compliment, and it might be also an insult at the same time. So no. Yeah. 15. Oh, I know something in Filipino. Mabuhay! Okay. So, thank you for the effort, but, yeah. That was awkward. 16. How do you speak English so good? Oh, seriously. Because I'm fresh out of the boat, I kind of understand why they would think that. But not everyone is fresh off the boat, especially in America. There's a lot of Filipino Americans here, so I'm sorry. Considering that if someone's living in the country, blah, 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 I'll be more surprised if they can't speak the language. So, yeah. In my case, I studied in a school that was run by American nuns, and then later on by the congregation of Dominican congregation of nuns. There we go. So yeah, I studied in school. We in the Philippines we have English shows. Seriously, we have shows here in the U.S. showing there, shows from Europe showing there. So yeah, you shouldn't assume that. Yeah, that's just awkward and somewhat rude and insulting. 17. What's that thing about the baby duck egg? That's so gross. Don't visit until you try it. And, I'm sure at least we know where that thing came from. How about, I'm not insulting anything about this, but, don't be offended or feel anything about us eating a baby duck egg if you're eating hot dogs and sausages. In all honesty, do you even know what part of pork or beef is in there? So, yeah. Wait, but no, really, do you guys eat dogs? It's a touchy subject, and I don't think it's something you should bring up either. So, someone can just answer you jokingly about it and say, yes, we eat dogs. Yes, some people there eat dogs and cats, whatever, but yeah, no. Not everyone eats it. 19. So your family there, do they live in the mountains or like the trees? No. Seriously? Seriously? You're just a tad bit too insensitive and a little out of your... Let's just say you're ignorant if you ask that question. So don't ask it. 20. But there are so many Filipinos in America. Are you running out of room over there? American dream, I suppose. And I'm here for my family. Out of all my family, I'm the only one here. I might have like an uncle and a few cousins in California. And an aunt and a few cousins in Chicago, and that's it. So anyway, it's just something rude and stereotyping as usual. So don't get into that conversation. It's very awkward. 21. Yay! Are you documented? That's just simply insulting. So don't go there. So yeah, I know there's like this thing about tagot ng tagot, which means to hide. A lot of not just Filipinos, other races out there will go here, get work, whatnot, and not have proper documentation or the proper visa to work here. But yeah, that's something just very rude to ask of not just of a Filipino, but anyone. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully you found this video insightful at some point, or educational. So if you agree, disagree, I know this topic is very controversial. Give me your 2 piece about it right down there, and I'll try to keep it nice and friendly, okay? And if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys next time or next week. And mabuhay!